Welcome everyone to Saints TV. I'm joined today by AFLW St Kilda midfielder and last year's runner-up best and fairest Tyanna Smith. Tyanna, welcome and thanks for your time.
Hey Alana, thanks for having me. Good to be on.
Nice to have you. And unfortunately, coming off a bit of a tough loss against the Hawks on the weekend, do you focus too much on that game? Do you take much out of it, or do you try and move on pretty quickly? So how do you go about reviewing, I guess, a loss like that?
Yeah, it was a pretty tough game, to be honest. Credit to the Hawks, they played really well. We didn't play our style that we wanted, especially in the last quarter. So, yeah, we reviewed that well yesterday, and, yeah, it's sort of in the back of our minds now, and now we just look forward to this Friday against Freo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good opportunity to bounce back. And what's Nick Dalsano like in terms of his approach? I know he comes across as pretty calm and collected and similar as a player, I guess. So does he give you a spray behind closed doors, or does he maintain that calm demeanour?
No, he's still pretty calm, to be honest. Don't really cop a spray too often unless we really need it. But, yeah, look, in the reviews, he's just sort of still looking for the positive stuff as well that we've done well, as long as stuff that we can improve on as well. So he sets out really good stuff that we need to work on for the week. And, yeah, we have really clear focuses every time we have a review going into the next week.
Nice. And, I mean, I think the Hawks are going to be a bit of a surprise packet this year. I think they're going to shock a few teams. So, yeah, but I mean, we won't dwell too much on that game, because if you look at the start of the season, 4 weeks in, and you're sitting 3-1, there's plenty of positives to take out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a better position that we were in last year, so we'll take 3-1 this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely a tough start last year. I like how things have turned around so far. But I don't think things are going to get too much easier moving forward with this condensed fixture. I mean, I think we've got something like 4 games in 14 days or something ridiculous like that. So how do you sort of go about preparing for that?
Yeah, it's tough. Honestly, as players, we don't look too far into the future, sort of just a week-by-week thing. Leave that up to the strength and conditioning crew who are, yeah, I'm sure they're planning the best way to get our bodies right as well. It'll be a lot of just quick review and then a preview all in the same session. And, yeah, just a lot of lighter trainings and a lot more games, which is fun for us. But, yeah, I mean, we'd obviously love to be playing like normal just weekday games. But, yeah, it is what it is. If we want to get 11 games in, that's what we've got to do. So we won't focus too much on that as a group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it sounds like you're going to be pretty busy. In terms of any downtime you do get, or maybe it's more in the off season, but what do you like to get up to in your downtime?
Oh, lots of different things, really. Lucky enough to have a lot of nieces and nephews, so spend time with them. Always good fun. I love to go camping. I've got a 4-wheel drive set up, so even if just get away for a night or two, or a bigger road trip if we can. But, yeah, just love the travelling side of stuff as well.
Awesome. Got any favourite camping spots?
I love South Australia, the whole Eyre Peninsula, and yeah, across like the Nullarbor and then the bottom of WA as well. Just love that part of the world.
Oh, lovely. Really nice. Be nice to get away, but I suppose the focus stays on footy for now.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you sort of always been into sport? I know your half-brother played for West Coast. Did that sort of spark your interest in playing yourself, or have you always been a bit of a sport nut, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. Still am a big sport nut. Like, I literally watch anything on TV, will give everything a crack. So, yeah, sort of grew up around footy, like you said, with my brother playing. Have another couple of older siblings as well who always were heavily involved in sport. So, yeah, I started off playing footy, Auskick, played basketball as well. At a young age, did a little bit of running here and there. So, tried a few different things, but footy was probably my one true love.
Yeah, a bit of everything. And no doubt that probably added a bit of competitiveness as well, with your family being so into it too.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of my brothers are always a lot older than me, so they usually won everything. But, yeah, I was just trying to keep up with them.
Yeah, well, it's probably helped in the long run. Yeah, one of our star midfielders now, so it's had its advantages for sure.
Yeah.
Have you had any sort of other sporting idols growing up? Obviously, you would have followed an AFL team, so you might have had some heroes there that sort of got you interested as well.
Yeah, I was a Collingwood supporter growing up. So someone who started out when I really got into footy was Scott Pendlebury and Steel Sidebottom. So those two I've sort of been watching my whole footy journey and since I've loved footy. So, yeah, I just love the way that they both go about it. Pendles obviously is just so professional and just the way that he goes about his footy is just, second to none, and you can see why they're still playing today. So, yeah, probably just those two boys, just someone that I've watched from the very beginning.
Yeah, look, to be honest, when you said Collingwood, it was a bit of a cringe moment. But when you mentioned Pendles and Sidebottom, yeah, you can't really go with those. I don't think anyone can argue that there's some elite stars of the game. So fair enough to have them as your idols. We'll accept that.
Yeah, Saints now, obviously, though.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, do you still sort of follow Collingwood at all, or since you pulled on the Saints jumper, you're just Saints focused now?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fully turn off the switch, like if you've bagged for them their whole life. But yeah, I love getting down to Saints games and probably go to more of those games than Collingwood these days. So yeah.
And in terms of those players, do you sort of try and base your game on their style, or maybe there's like an Aaron Phillips type now, or like I noticed a couple of games this season early you hit the scoreboard. So is that something you've tried to add to your game as well, to sort of kick some goals from the midfield as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Always trying to get on the scoreboard is a nice feeling, but yeah, I always sort of try base my game mainly on the defensive side, pride myself on that, and then just hope that the offensive side will flow from that. Someone's game that I love is at the Saints is Jack Sinclair. I just love the run and stuff that he provides off halfback and when he goes into the midfield. So just love the way he takes the game on and just runs and uses speed. So that's something that I'm trying to do this year as well.
Funny you mentioned Sinclair. I thought you were going to head down another direction with a different Jack in Steele, because I noticed you're a bit of a tackling machine like he is, but Sinclair's fair too. Yeah, he's probably a bit of a fan favourite for sure.
Yeah, Steely as well. He's a great tackler. So something that I enjoy doing as well.
Lovely. And you've also come off, I mean, it's a while ago now, but you've come off a pretty serious ACL. So can you tell us a little bit about how you recovered from that and how you got your body back into premium sort of shape, I guess?
Yeah, it was a while ago now. I think I did it in November 2021. So coming off the back of my first season and the pre-season of my second, I sort of knew that I'd done it straight away. It was just a clear popping sound and it was so innocuous, like no one was around. So I sort of knew what it was and was able to get the scan that day and got the results. So yeah, I hadn't really done too many injuries before, so it was pretty hard pill to swallow, but the club and the support was amazing. The support I got, and yeah, everything's gone really well. I had 2 seasons off with the behind the season, so that was a little bit annoying, but I think it probably held me in the best stead. Like I probably wouldn't have been 100% if I played any sooner. So I got to have another full pre-season under my belt and actually play some practice games before I got back into it. So it's probably held me in the best stead, just with preparation and being the strongest and fittest that I've ever been.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you certainly come back strong, finishing off the year, runner up in the best and fairest says it all. So yeah, credit to you for getting yourself right and coming back fit and firing. And are you sort of looking now to hopefully play finals, or is it again more that 1 week at a time, just see what happens?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's something that we want to do. I'm not going to shy away from that. The feeling that we came off last year missing out by percentage and having to leave it in another team's hands was something that we don't want to do again. So, yeah, as I say, week by week focus, but in the long run, that would definitely be a goal of ours.
Yeah, well, you're certainly on the right track, and hopefully we can get another win against Freo and you'll be sitting pretty. And hopefully, yeah, in good stead to make a finals berth, which would be nice. And then speaking of finals, before I let you go, we've got a pretty big one in the AFL this weekend. So I'll just get your tip on who you think is going to win the flag.
I think Brisbane will win the flag. I just think that the experience that they had last year will really help them. think the way they go about their footy is primed for finals. I just think they're really strong in the contest and around the ground, and they've got some big-time players. So I think that Brisbane will win.
Yeah, I think it's probably a fair call. And I think it'll be close, though, or at least I hope it's a close one. A bit like last year. But, yeah, nice for them, I suppose, to get the different result would be good. But, yeah, Sydney have also had that recent loss as well. So kind of nice for either team, I guess. And did you have a pick for Norm Smith?
I really like the way Josh Dunkley goes about it. I think he's a bit of an unsung hero, so I hope he has a big game and hopefully can get a bit of recognition for the way that he goes about it.
Yeah, that's definitely a good call. I'd probably like to see someone other than Lachie Neale just to mix it up. He's had his time, so yeah, I think Dunkley's a good pick.
Yeah.
All right, well, I won't keep you too long. Thank you so much again for your time. It's been a really great chat. All the best for Friday against Freo and for the rest of the season. And to those tuning in, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the chat too, and stay tuned because there's plenty more to come. Thanks, and go Saints.
Thanks for having me.